join us live here at the MetroCentre in Gateshead.
Lots of festive fun, music and some surprises.
Good evening, and in tonight's programme we've a host of Christmas goodies for you.
As well as paying a visit to the MetroCentre, we're stepping back in time. A little later we'll be visiting the new marina in Hartlepool, where all the buildings are spanking new, but they're celebrating Christmas in a real old-fashioned way.
And I'll be presenting this special trophy to the cleverest dog in the region. That's all coming up later. First, the main news of the day from John Lawrence at the news desk.
A 7-year-old stroke victim will be the envy of her friends this Christmas. Northumbria Police have bought her a new battery-powered mini-jeep, and now those friends who've all got bikes will have to keep up with her.
Even though it's Christmas, we mustn't forget that it isn't always a happy time for everyone. Many people will be on their own for the festive season.
Among them, thousands of pensioners who lost their loved ones during the war. It's a particularly sad time for one war widow from County Durham whose husband was killed on Christmas Day.
LA men on the first DMOB groups assemble at the release embarkation camp at Ostend. The next stop is England and home.
The new year marks the 50th anniversary of the end of the war. They say time's a great healer, but for tens of thousands who never returned, this Christmas will be a particularly sad time for their loved ones. Doris Walker from Sedgefield will spend the festive season like she usually does, alone. Her husband Charlie, a Coldstream Guard, was killed on duty in Italy on Christmas Day in 1944.
When you were married, when your child was born, when you saw your husband go away from Darlington Top Station, a young man, and you know, you thought you were going to see him again and you didn't.
Doris Walker remembering the good times. A Sunderland pensioner will this year have the luxury of her first Christmas in a home of her own. 74-year-old Vera Errington lived for 9 years alone in a dilapidated, run-down old almshouse.
She is now settled into a council bungalow in Fulwell in Sunderland. But despite her new surroundings, in some ways she still hankers after her old home.
Vera is all set for Christmas. For the first time, she has a centrally heated home where she can eat her Christmas dinner and hot water to wash up with afterwards. And she has plenty of cakes and chocolates to keep her going. Apart from that, she thinks she'll spend the day pretty much as she has in the past, alone.
I get a little chicken already cooked with Morrison's, and I don't like a lot of turkey, and I like cabbage. I do a few chips and cabbage, and I've got 2 little Christmas puddings, and I've got plenty of sweets and chocolate in the big boxes.
Her decorations are low-key, and she already knows what her presents are. She just couldn't wait.
I've got them and opened them. You know, so I used to have a peep in and clag them up again. Yes, it's wrong.
And our very best wishes go to Vera this Christmas. Well, that's almost it for part one. After the break, we're off to the MetroCentre, where Bob Whittaker and Carol Malia have a host of Christmas goodies for us.
But let's end this part of the programme with a tune from the Salvation Army Band in Mount Wearmouth. This one's called Joy to the World.
Welcome to our fabulous Christmas special party here at the MetroCentre in Gateshead. Over the next 20 minutes, Carol, Malia and I will be making sure that all your problems simply disappear, won't we?
We'll be trying our very best anyway, Bob. We've got lots of things lined up for you, so come on, get in the festive mood with us here at the MetroCentre.
And there'll be much more music from this fabulous outfit behind us, the 10th Avenue Band.
We've also been out and about testing our shoppers on their favourite Christmas carols to see if they could remember the words, and they didn't do very well.
And our food expert, Bill Weeks, is here because we're asking tonight a very controversial question. Does fresh turkey taste any different from frozen turkey? What's the verdict?
Bob, I'll tell you later.
Oh, I see. Right, and now my favourite bit. We've been shaking up some festive cocktails and trying out some shut-up lines. Have you got any, Bob?
Yes, I've got one.
Oh.
Your eyes remind me of a rather large gentleman's corsets.
Why?
Because there's so much hidden behind them.
Thank you, Bob. First, we're going to listen to some more of this music from the 10th Avenue Band. And as we hear them, we'll be showing you some pictures of the glorious decorations here at the MetroCentre.
And while everyone else continues to enjoy the 10th Avenue Band here, we're going out to sample a totally different sort of music, aren't we?
We are, yes. It's the good old Christmas carol. We tested some Christmas shoppers here to see if they could remember the words to their favourite ones. Now, some of them did OK, but others, well, we'll let you see.
Down on the Christmas Eve, when the sleigh rolled by, it's a Christmas Eve, brightly shining through the Christmas gloom, when a poor man came in sight, gathering winter few.
Well, even that carol singing is not going to put me off my Christmas turkey. But tonight, we're going to tackle a controversial but interesting issue. The difference between fresh turkey and frozen turkey. Is there a difference? Is there a difference in the taste? There's certainly a difference in the price. We checked with a big supermarket chain today, and fresh turkey is looking at about 98 pence a pound, but frozen turkey you can get for about 48 pence a pound. So there's obviously a lot of difference in price, but Bill Weeks, what we're after, is there a difference in taste? Now, it's argued that fresh turkey, they roam around fields, they eat all the best things, and these are kind of cramped up. So,
well, I can see the fresh turkey, a free-range turkey, grazing on the succulent green pastures, a mouthful of insect, a mouthful of centipede, a few slugs, turnips and things like that.
Sounds awful.
Oh, beautiful. That will put some taste into the flesh. While this poor beast, this has been kept inside and fed on a concentrated, scientifically designed diet. But by and large, it's not whether they're free range or frozen.
But the thing is, it's cramped and also it's frozen. Surely you lose a lot of the taste.
No, you don't lose the taste when you freeze them. You lose the taste, if there is a difference in the taste, when you cook them.
Right. Have a quick nibble of this then. I'm not telling you which is it. We've got a tray of fresh and a tray of frozen. Well, hurry up now.
Beautiful.
Now, which is which? Go on.
You know, Bob, I couldn't tell you which is which, but I'll tell you this. I'm having a fresh one.
Well, let me tell you, this one's the frozen, just so we weren't fibbing, and that one's the fresh. But obviously, no real commitment. No difference to you.
The only difference is price.
Now, to wash down all that turkey, you've got to have a nice drink. And how about, it is the Christmas season after all, a good old cocktail. We've got two expert shakers with us here today. They are Andrew and Paul from the El Molino bar here in the MetroCentre. Now then, what are you going to make for us today?
Well, tonight I'm going to make Bob's El Colapso.
Bob's El Colapso?
El Colapso, yes.
Right.
It's a very potent drink. It's after you have two of these, you'll collapse. That's basically the idea.
That's for our Bob then, is
That's
it?
Definitely for Bob.
OK, then, Paul, what are you making?
And I'm going to be doing Carol's extra special stocking filler.
Well, I won't ask about that one. Do you want to crack on then and show us how it's done?
Right, we're going to start off with a bit of ice.
Now, how popular have these been over Christmas then?
Very popular. We've got a bar filled with junks upstairs. Now, you notice I'm using Christmas measures here. Christmas measure means I'm not using any at all. We'll start off with that. That's a bit
What
of
was
apricot brandy in there.
Right.
And a bit of Grand Marnier now. That's right, not too much. We'll set light to this.
Oh my goodness.
Obviously. And then want a bit of orange in there now, just.
Right.
It's a very potent drink.
That's about the only harmless thing in there, then, isn't it? The orange, really.
Hopefully, I won't get this all over the table. We'll put a bit more ice on that. Shall I? Okay.
Right. Shall I stand back for this bit?
Yeah,
I think
best, yeah.
Oh.
A bit of pizzazz in there as well.
Now, there's a rhythm to that, isn't there?
Yeah, you'll see that probably a bit later on, actually.
There's a real art to this, isn't it, the cocktail making?
Oh, there is, yes. There's lots of artists. There's lots of artists about it, really. Right.
Right.
We've got all the ingredients in the glass there. A bit more ice, and I want to just put that there. Just fill the glass up there.
Lovely.
And what you do after you finish pouring the cocktail out, you want to top this or finish it off with a bit of sparkling white wine, which is
Oh my goodness.
So this just finishes it off a bit, and then
lovely.
The pièce de résistance. We've got some pineapple with a nice bit of garnish there.
That looks the part, doesn't it?
Already prepared. There you go.
That's wonderful.
But Carol, there's a missing ingredient. You can have all this at the cocktail party, but
Yes.
the vital ingredient that's missing is a chat-up line.
Oh dear, go on then,
Something
Bob.
to get that lovey-dovey, that romantic atmosphere created. Getting somebody to say, yes, I've got a couple here.
And you're going to try them out,
I'm going to
aren't
try
you?
them
I
out.
had a feeling
They're
you
in
would.
the top 6, apparently.
All right.
Fancy meeting you on a day when I inherited £1 million.
Oh, that's a bit corny, Bob. No, I don't like that.
All right,
one.
never mind that.
No.
This last one. You'd look great in my bed socks.
They're too small for me, Bob.
So I've obviously failed totally there. But did we fail when we tried our techniques out on the malls earlier on? All I want is a chance to sail in the pools surrounding your big, blue, beautiful eyes.
It will be forever.
Excuse me. You have the body of a Greek Adonis. Would you like to carry me off into the sunset? Please?
How would you like to go out? Listen, how would you like to go out with somebody gorgeous, hunky, filthy rich?
I would like it very much.
It's your lucky day.
Can I just say something to you? Women, for so many years, have put up with so many lousy chat-up lines. I'm going to show you.
At the moment, to get back to work.
I'm in the middle of one of my best lines here.
Did it hurt? You're supposed to say, did what hurt?
Did what?
Right. Did it hurt
Did what?
when you fell from heaven?
Me fall from heaven.
You're one of the most interesting men I've ever seen.
Oh, good gracious. Poor soul.
Where did you learn to do that? To hypnotize a man with just one look. Where did you learn that from?
Are you on drugs?
No, I'm not on drugs. Where did you learn that from?
I've always fancied a toy boy. You know, you could be just the one for me. Do you mind?
Your lips are like rubies. Your eyes, they're just haunting. And what a canny hairdo.
You look like a very special man. The type that could sweep a girl off her feet.
Oh, yeah.
You can... Oh, he's keen.
I don't think men are very good at chat-up lines, are they?
I'm not very good, am I?
No.
Totally
no,
failed with you.
No. Well, you're very nice, but it just takes a bit short, aren't you?
What?
Oh, there were some dismal attempts there. It was completely embarrassing. I've never felt so rejected in all my life. Anyway, Bob completely baffled them. One man who's a bit more well-equipped to deal with bafflers is, of course, our man, Bob Johnson. He was down here earlier today, and he was answering one or two of your Christmassy questions.
Wow, Why does Santa come down the chimney? Well, I've got the right fella here to answer me. Santa, why do you come down the chimney?
I thought you were the one with all the answers.
Well, my answer to this one is that a long, long, long time ago, when houses were underground and there wasn't a chimney, it was just a smoke hole, and the smoke hole doubled as a chimney and a door, and that's why he comes down the chimney. How about that?
That's yours, Bob, not mine.
Well, how did the poinsettia here become a Christmas flower? Well, the legend is that a poor Mexican girl, she wanted to take a present for the Virgin Mary to the Mass on Christmas Eve, but she couldn't afford it. She hadn't any money. And she met an angel, and the angel said to her, now get yourself some weeds and put them on the altar. And miraculously, the weeds were turned into the bright scarlet poinsettia. Poinsettia named after Mr. Poinsett, by the way, a former U.S. ambassador to Mexico.
Welcome back to part 3 of tonight's Christmas programme. We'll be talking in a few minutes to Christine and Lindsay here, who paid an incredible £1,000 to charity for the chance to read the weather forecast here on Tyne Tees. Must be mad.
And here's Paddy, the winner of our trickiest dog competition. We'll be presenting a trophy to his owner, Frank Kearney, and seeing if Paddy will perform for us.
But first, let's step back in time. Nicky Simpson has been on a festive visit to Hartlepool, where they've been celebrating Christmas in Victorian style.
Yes, well, here at Hartlepool's historic quay, Christmas of the early 1800s is being celebrated. In those days, Hartlepool was one of the biggest ports in the country, and many of the townsfolk would have actually spent the festive season away from their families, facing harsh conditions at sea. Well, with me now is Brian Hopkins. Brian, you're a local guide on the historic ships here. What would Christmas have been like at sea?
For the crew, it would have been perfectly horrendous. The meal of the day would have been the salted beef, the hard chips biscuits, peas. What they were looking forward was when the water gave out and they approached the barrels of beer. They would have been allowed up to 8 pints of beer per day and a half pint of grog, which was the watered down rum.
Something to raise the spirits a bit. Now, it would have been quite different for the officers who were actually on board, wouldn't it?
Well, the officers, in those days, the Admiralty paid them but did not feed them. So they would bring their own food to sea. They would be sitting down to a saddle of mutton, the port and Stilton. Really nice, you know, sort of thing.
Now, that's a big difference between what the officers and what the sailors were actually getting on board ship. Did that cause a lot of ill feeling?
Well, that's why we carried the Marines, because they would be the buffer between the captain and his officers and the crew members.
Thanks very much for joining us, Brian.
Thank you.
Well, of course, discipline at sea was very important in those days, but ashore there was a whole army of men for whom keeping the peace was the all-important thing. Now, with us on the quayside is Durham Light Infantry, who are practising their drill.
Advance! Arms! Shoulder! Arms! Port! Arms! Squad! Advance! Arms! Right! Face! Left shoulders forward. Quick! March! Left! 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 Right! Left!
Of course, no seafaring Christmas would be complete without a little jollity, so here's the Hartlepool Youth Choir with a rather fitting tune.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? All early in the morning. Hooray, up she rises, hooray, up she rises, hooray, up she rises, all early in the morning. Hooray, up she rises, hooray, up she rises, hooray, up she rises, all early in the morning. Hooray, up she rises, hooray, up she rises, hooray.
Well, that's all from Hartlepool's historic quay, but before we go, we'd like to toast you all a very happy Christmas with a glass of grog. Brian, what's actually in this revolting-looking mixture?
This is the watered down rum.
Worth a try. Happy Christmas.
Thanks, Nikki. Well, even back here in the 20th century, with all its fast lifestyles and fast travel, it's not always possible for loved ones to be together at Christmas time.
So here's some more Christmas greetings from North-East soldiers far away from home in the Falklands and in Bosnia.
Hi, I'm Fusilier Robinson, 2nd Battalion Royal Regiment of Fusiliers, currently serving in the Falkland Islands. I'm from Seaton Sluice, and I'd like to say Merry Christmas to my mum, dad, girlfriend, Christine, and my sister.
Hello, I'm Fusilier Michael Graham from Newbiggin by the Sea, Northumberland, and I'm currently serving with 2RF down in the Falkland Islands. And I'd just like to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all my friends and relatives.
Hi, I'm Rob from Fusiliers, 2nd Battalion, currently based in the Falklands. I'd like to say hello to me mum, Merry Christmas. Also to my fiancée Louise in Chester, have a nice Christmas, Happy New Year.
Hi, it's JT Johnson, serving on 1435 flight in the Falklands. I'd just like to say hello to my girlfriend in Hampstead, Bishop Auckland. Happy Christmas, I love you, and I'll see you soon.
Now, there are some people who say that Christmas has become too commercialised and has lost lots of its religious message.
Too true, but there's one thing for certain, it's a wonderful time for the children. So here's the second part of our little series showing the kiddies at Christmas. The young singer coming up is 5-year-old James Thompson from Gilesgate County Infant School in Durham.
Little donkey, on the dusty road, got to keep on plodding onward with your precious load. Little donkey, carry Mary safely on her way. Little donkey, carry Mary safely on her way.
Yeah, they're lovely when they're that age, aren't they? It's a full house here in the studio, as you can see tonight. And as well as Bob, we've got two guest weather presenters to give them a hand. And would you believe they actually paid for the privilege?
Between them, Lindsay Brown and Christine Bell have paid £1,000 to be here tonight. But just in case you're wondering, the money's not going to us, it's going to charity. It's going to the Northern Variety Club of Great Britain, who actually help children. Now, Christine, I know that your husband actually bid in an auction for you to be here tonight. What made him do that?
Well, I thought it was a good way to be on the television. It's probably the only way I'd ever would be on the television.
So you've always fancied it, have you?
Oh, yes.
What about you, Lindsay? Did you volunteer or were you drag marched here?
Well, I wouldn't say I had a pushy mother, but
it
was my chance to be a star.
Do you have showbiz ambitions as well?
Well, I've always kind of liked to be sort of on stage, and I always enjoyed being in school plays and stuff.
This could be a big break, couldn't it? Well, Lindsay and Christine have been getting a bit of tuition from our Bob here. And Christine has been forecasting the Christmas Eve weather.
Christmas Eve is going to be a day of two halves. In the north, it's going to be cloudy with some rain at times. Quite a mild day as temperatures in Jesmond reach 8 Celsius, 46 Fahrenheit, but feeling quite chilly because of the wind. Further south, it could stay dry but colder over Yorkshire. Temperatures in York down to 4 Celsius, 39 Fahrenheit, and that's your Christmas Eve weather.
Wasn't that
What do you reckon, Bob?
Hey, yes. What I don't like about Christine was we were passing along the corridor. She was looking at the vacancy notices underneath it. I don't like the way she just switches that smile on like that. It's wonderful.
How did you enjoy it, Christine?
I really enjoyed it. It wasn't as nerve-wracking as I thought it would be.
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Move over, Bob.
Well, listen, that was Christine's effort. Now, Lindsay, how did you get on? We gave you the forecast for Christmas Day. Well, let's take a look and see what you got, how you got on.
No snow in prospect for Christmas Day. It'll be cloudy with most parts of the region seeing rain at some time during the day. Temperatures will reach around 10 Celsius in Clevedon, that's 50 Fahrenheit, and that's pretty mild for December the 25th. Later in the day, bright colder weather will spread in from the west, with perhaps even some snow, but only on the hills on Boxing Day.
Star is born. Well done, Lindsay.
You enjoyed
Bob,
that?
show us how the professionals do it.
Well, actually, I don't think I can better that because the pair of them are Mackhams, you know. I mean, they didn't tell me that beforehand, but, I mean, they got the weather right. I think Christmas Day is going to be mild, cloudy and wet, but on Boxing Day it's going to get colder, some snow in places even.
That's amazing. Snow on Christmas Day. Hey, well, now to the winner of our tricky dog competition. You'll remember we asked you to tell us if your dog did any unusual tricks.
Yes, we had dogs that dance, dogs that sing, or rather howl to their favourite songs. In fact, we've had all manner of performing pooches.
But the winner of our tricky dog competition is Paddy, the Staffordshire Bull Terrier from Black Hill near Consett. And his owner, Frank Kearney, has brought him in along with his grandson, Michael. Well, Frank, how many tricks does Paddy actually do?
16 or 17 altogether.
16 or 17 on a good day.
I must say, he's very placid, isn't he?
Very, very placid.
Or is he bored, do you think?
No,
he's bored.
No. Never bored when he's with me. He's only the missus gets bored.
What's this one?
Come on, Paddy, show us your stuff.
Fetch your blanket.
Good boy.
Right,
fetch your blanket.
Fetch your blanket.
Paddy, your blanket.
He's blind.
Good boy.
Well done, Paddy.
Right. Say your prayers. Say your prayers.
Right.
Say your prayers.
We're going to award you, Frank, and to Paddy, Tyne Tees Today Tricky Dog Winner 1994.
Well,
many congratulations. What do you think you'll do with that?
Well, you might try to eat that.
You probably will. Anyway, our judges think that you have the trickiest dog out of all our entrants.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, Frank. Well, that's about it from us tonight. We've had a great time here in the studio. Bob and Carol are still partying down at the MetroCentre, but we would like to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas.
Yes, happy Christmas to everyone. We'll leave you tonight with the latest version of that favourite Christmas song, Mary's Boy Child. County Durham singer Peter Straker came into our studio with Maria Kesselman to sing it special for us. Good night.
Good night. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well done. Thank you for coming in. That was great. Sorry we didn't
Cheers,
have
ladies.
time.